A hero send-off at NASA. The crew for the Space Shuttle Discovery in the final countdown to launch.
3, 2, 1, 0. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, blazing a trail to scientific discoveries aboard Space Station.
And that is a successful launch for the Space Shuttle Discovery. There will only be 3 more missions to the International Space Station before the entire fleet retires. And if US President Barack Obama has his way, the end of this year will also mark the end of the Constellation program, which was designed to put American astronauts on the moon once again.
It's rolling into a heads-down position.
The Space Shuttle program began in the early 1980s and has dominated human space travel ever since. NASA has known for more than 5 years that the end of the program was coming, and staff here have been preparing to say goodbye.
A space shuttle is a member of their family. That is no exaggeration. They work on it all the time. You work on the external tank and get it ready. I think it is a passion. When people talk about, the space shuttle, it is very much part of the lives.
Now 11 minutes and 32
But what they
seconds.
didn't see coming was the cancellation of the Return to the Moon project, which was approved under former President George W. Bush. $9 billion has already been spent on Constellation, but Obama left the project out of his 2011 budget, claiming it was too expensive, too far behind schedule, and lacking innovation. He wants NASA to concentrate on more research and development, while the private sector takes care of putting humans and supplies into space. The company, SpaceX, is preparing for its first test flight next month.
I'd like to show you something here that I'm quite proud of.
Charlie Mars was in charge of manned spacecraft projects at NASA for 34 years. He believes that without government oversight, space flights run by commercial companies will be more dangerous.
You try and put it up there, as cheap as you can, as safe as you can, and make as much money as you can. When you add that make as much money as you can onto it, people are going to take risks.
The US Congress is yet to approve Obama's budget, but already there's been opposition from members whose states depend on jobs generated by the Constellation program. In the meantime, the President will hold a space summit in Florida on the 15th of April to outline and try to garner support for his space vision.
The exploration of space, to me, is our next generation. It's where we've got to be headed. The way this planet's going now, we're going to have somewhere else to go.
With Russia and China, among other countries, still spending billions of dollars on their programs, NASA is desperate for reassurance the United States is still a contender in the space race. Cath, Al Jazeera at the Kennedy Space Center, Florida.